Dear Journal, I've always been of the mind that a proper geocacher should never discover or handle a cache while the eyes of a Norman or some rando Calrissian are upon you, and without going into detail, I am personally hesitant to have unscheduled civilian encounters. But I was on a hot streak this day, a couple finds in a row, and there's a bison in the pine here, somewhere. Now, after 1,000 finds, I think I know how to handle myself. Alright, gloves on. GPS out. Alright, it doesn't matter that they're playing. You're perfectly allowed to be here. They'll just creep into the bushes. They won't even see me. Maybe it'll be one of those caches hanging from a tree that will immediately jump out at me. Nope, he saw me. Alright. Don't get nervous, Skimbosh. Just try to blend in like a normal human. I say, good human, you've lost a ball! I mean, person? No. Nope, I was wrong, and no amount of humming will stifle the blood flow to my cheeks. So I stopped pretending I was inspecting the pine needles and walked away to cache another day. I was passing by the cemetery multi-cache where you gotta find a few names and dates, you know, the standard stuff, but while giving the logs my customary skim through, I noticed a lot of the selfies people were posting were of the same angle from roughly the same spot, pointing at the back of this structure. Also, someone posted a pic of their kid right by this tree holding the cache. So, nuts to you, puzzle. I hope I can just beeline to that tree I see on Google Maps and engage in my love-hate relationship with cemetery caches. In my old Roman Catholic grade school, we were playing a Dungeons & Dragons module during lunch that featured undead attacks at the graveyard, and Sister Susan busted us and got really upset and promptly instilled in me that one should not be using cemeteries for entertainment, Mr. Skimbosh. And I went to one of the last schools to carry on the tradition of letting the sisterhood smash your child's hands with yardsticks. What the hell, man? Sorry, a little off track there, but I'm pretty sure that's why I have the hesitance to spend too much time geocaching in a cemetery. But sorry, sister, I found the cache and it felt good. Especially since I didn't have to go find some stones and dates and do math, so thanks, spoiler people. I will spare you in the New World Order. I did take a stroll around for some snaps, as this cemetery did have a nice look to it. I think a lot of geocachers dig the aesthetics of cemeteries regardless of any level of spirituality they might or might not possess, and I don't see any canisters of 2,4,5 trioxin, so all in all, successful geocaching excursion. Speaking of photos, I don't know how it is with you, but 75% of my photos on my official Geocaching HQ profile page are of logs I couldn't sign. In this age of social media, it's hard for me to generate the desire to upload non-shitty proof of finding the cache pictures I've taken. Why bother? No one can comment on them, or heart them, or upvote them, or otherwise validate and bathe my ego. But that's alright, I have you, Journal, like family members trapped at Grandma and Grandpa's condo watching their slideshow after vacation. Okay, I'm probably not selling this well, just don't close the video. Just let me show you 3 or 4 pictures I took. Ah! Is what went through my head when I rounded the corner in some patch of woods behind a shopping center and saw what I thought was one of the demons from Ghost that dragged Carl off to hell. So, you know, it's just a tarp draped over a branch. DNF the nearby cache for some reason. My heart, which was kind of outside of my chest, wasn't into the search. And as long as I'm showing you that, here's a picture I took in the early years of my caching at the lovely Pennypack Preserve. So many caches here at the time, I was having a blast, and when I went over the hill, this is the view I was greeted with. That there's a cathedral, but it felt like I was in another world, or at least another time, on my way to a castle for an archery tournament, so I took a picture to preserve that moment of fantasy in my head. FYI, in my headcanon, I came in first in the archery contest, used the prize money to buy ale for the musicians, and woke up naked, confused, but satisfied, in the stables the next day. So you can see why I wanted a picture. Now, I tried a few angles, and I know no one will believe me, but this person was not here when I took this next picture. I'm very persnickety about these things, and would have been like, that totally kills the fantasy. Delete photo. Is this a person's back? Is this their front? What's going on? Even heaven can be hell in low light. Does anyone know where this is from? Google can't find it, so it must not exist as a quote in the real world. I really like it. I have no recollection where this is from, it's just in my geocaching pick directory. The implication that someplace usually described as an opulent garden can appear sinister without proper illumination tickles my fancy. Where was this quote when I needed it? Cemeteries are not for fun, Mr. Skimbosh. Oh yeah, Sister Susan? Well, even heaven can be hell in low light. Booyah! And she'd probably, like I physically struck. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, it's Sister Susan attacking me from the grave. Send more paramedic. Oh, excuse me. Pennsylvania is train trackville, so I often find myself walking down them to avoid vegetation, the general public, and various creditors, and this little artsy nugget of a wordplay reminder was right underfoot. True story, where this was, I had just come out of some thick bush and had a tick on me, so I pretty much stripped down to my underwear. No pictures of that, you pervert. And when I put everything back on, I couldn't find my watch. So, all aboard, the 310 to Ironyville just left and the conductor has punched my ticket good. That was stupid. So, yes, I will end on what is not even a picture of mine. I forget what I was searching for, but in the images that came back, I screenshotted this because I thought this guy was lost in the woods, giving the finger to the GPS satellites. We've all been there. Be safe out there, and may your DNFs be few and far between. Oh, that still sounds stupid to me. Just end video.